Breaking news with you guys. We got two National Guard guys that were shot out in Washington D.C. I'm gonna play this live right now for you.
I want to say first, before we get started, on a somber note, we had, and some of you may have seen this on your phones or on social media, but apparently there was a shooting outside the White House just a couple of hours ago. And we're still learning everything. We still don't know the motive. There's a lot that we haven't yet figured out. But what we do know is that a couple of National Guardsmen were injured in the line of duty. And first of all, I want everybody who's a person of faith to say a prayer for those two National Guardsmen, that they're able to spend Thanksgiving with their families instead of losing their lives, because I understand they're still in pretty tough condition. But I think it's a somber reminder that soldiers, whether they're active duty, reserve, or National Guard, our soldiers are the sword and the shield of the United States of America. And as a person who goes into work every single day in that building and knows that there are a lot of people who wear the uniform of the United States Army, let me just say very personally, thank them for what they're doing. We're grateful to them, and we're praying that they're going to be safe and they're going to spend Thanksgiving with their families. God bless them. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the business of the Army and about what you're doing and about why it's important to the United States of America and why we are proud of you. Every single one of our soldiers here in Fort Campbell.
Now we are hearing not only from the Vice President of the United States there at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. He was actually there feeding Thanksgiving dinner to the troops. Kid Rock with him performing a morale trip during Thanksgiving. He just got word of the shooting.
I'm going to go over to the live scene, guys.
The White House, two members of the National Guard have been shot. We are maintaining critical condition right now on the condition of both that male and female member of the National Guard.
Wow, unbelievable. Just terrible. So again, this happened about 3 blocks from the White House at 17th Street Northwest and I Street Northwest. And this, it appears to be an attack. It appears to be an attack from everything we're hearing. And the suspect was shot and is severely wounded, but reportedly not with life-threatening wounds.
So this report is saying that the National Guardsmen were killed. I have not been able to verify that yet. I'm working on that.
Unbelievable. Not good. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just posted. Here's what Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said. He said the National Guard... Oops, hold on a minute.
Can you not?
Audio just got
Okay.
The National Guard has been working around the clock to keep Washington, D.C. safe, and their presence has made a real positive difference. Today's senseless act of violence against innocent servicemen is utterly disgusting. Please keep the families of these brave soldiers in your prayers.
So this kind of tells you where our country's at, folks.
We have yet to have we have yet to hear the identity of the suspect in this shooting. Certainly, I mean, CBS News is saying they're hearing it was an ambush attack, and that's certainly what it appears to be. Oh, breaking news. CBS News says 10 to 15 shots fired. Roughly 10 to 15 shots were fired. Okay.
Well, folks, I don't know the condition of these service members. I have not been able to confirm if they're dead yet or not.
So again, CBS News reports that roughly 10 to 15 shots were fired. Now, is that, I assume that means fired by the suspect, not at the suspect, but I don't know for sure. It doesn't say. Could be total between both. So I just don't know.
Well, there's a lot of media on this corner, so it's going to be very, very tight space-wise. Yeah, and there was no time on the last post on X, so I don't know when it will start.
I don't know if they can hear us. Hello, can you hear me?
But in parallel, a statement from Governor
Okay.
All right, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stay here.
I will take up.
Okay, bye.
Sean, why don't you be main?
So, I don't know. Let me check with our...
Guys, I'm going to try to get some confirmation that these soldiers are really dead. There's some reports saying that they're hospitalized in critical condition. There's some other reports coming across saying they're dead. I'm trying to get confirmation of this. Hold on a second.
Time ago, about a block from the White House and also not far from us here at the ABC News Bureau. Those Guard members from West Virginia, they were deployed by President Trump. It was part of his effort to crack down on violent crime in the city. Police saying the suspect was shot and wounded. That suspect now under arrest. President Trump responding as well, praising the National Guard and saying that that suspect, quote, will pay a very steep price.
I sure
Let's
hope
get straight
so.
to our Jay O'Brien. He has been on the scene. All right, we'll get to Jay in just a second. First, our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katursky. And Aaron, the governor of West Virginia, just moments ago confirming to us that sadly, a day before Thanksgiving, these two members of the National Guard that have been shot on the streets of D.C. are now dead.
So they have died, guys. I got confirmation on that. My
social
apologies.
media writing that it is with great sorrow that
I try
we
to
can
verify
confirm
everything
both members of the
before getting it all the way out there. This is where our country's at, folks. And my God.
You can see FBI there on the right.
This is not a way to start out a Thanksgiving weekend. And sadly, we got some families that's going to be
Now,
sitting around a table without
another
their loved
thing
ones.
to consider here, is, hold on a second here.
Question is, how many other shooters are involved in this? So this is just one shooter, multiple shooters. We're waiting to get the details on that as well.
J.D. Vance spoke moments ago in Kentucky. J.D. Vance was doing an appearance at Fort Campbell in Kentucky, and he spoke briefly. I was trying to see what he said, but I just saw a little clip of it, so I didn't really catch much of it.
So for those of you guys just joining in, it's been definitely confirmed. 2 National Guards.
Again, you can check. I
They were
have
shot in
updates in that
Washington,
red ticker
D.C.
there, and if you look at the red ticker, you will see that a suspect is in custody. The suspect was
Suspect
shot.
is in
The suspect
custody.
was severely wounded. We do not know who this suspect was. Something else I was going to mention is I haven't heard any reporting of any other attacks. I'm certainly assuming.
So we're going to try to get more information for you guys. Again, these National Guardsmen have been shot and killed. This is what we're facing in America. And I just mentioned this in my broadcast to you guys yesterday. I just had a gut feeling we were going to have some chaos break out over Thanksgiving. And here it is. Right now, especially with these 6 Congress people speaking out, telling people to go against Trump's orders and things. And now we've got dead National Guardsmen out there. It's just creating a lot of chaos and a lot of division in this country. It's exactly what Mark Kelly and these assholes did. Not saying that's the cause of this today, but you know what? Enough is enough. Court-martial these son of a bitches and do what you got to do with them. That's my attitude on this. I'm pissed, guys.
You say it's near our Washington Bureau of ABC News. I have encountered the National Guardsmen often in going to lunch and also using that particular metro stop. This is just tragic on all levels. And even though crime has been going down in the city in general, even before the National Guardsmen were deployed, the fact remains in this country we have chronic gun violence with a lot of people that have weapons and are willing to use
piece
them.
of shit. Fake news reporters.
Always
got to blame it on the people. There you go. You know, it's these Democrats that keep promoting violence, are attacking our law enforcement, our Border Patrol agents. I'm sick of it. God. I'm going to get back over to this other, see what we can find on here. You guys hear of any other suspects in this? Please call into the studio or email me. yournewsarizona@gmail.com. We're calling to the studio 928-385-4738. I'd love to hear from you right now.
Assuming that law enforcement will look into whether there's any connection between this suspect and anybody else who might want to carry out attacks. That's going to be something I'm sure they're looking out for as well. But for the moment, again, no information on who the suspect is in any of that. It certainly does appear to be an attack. Breaking news, Konstantin Toropin with AP reporter Konstantin Toropin reports that one National Guard member was shot in the head. There is a photo floating around which I cannot confirm, and I can't show it on the air anyway, that does appear to show a National Guard member on the ground, possibly bleeding from the head. But again, AP's Konstantin Toropin is reporting one National Guard member was shot in the head.
You know what's not being mentioned? Since when, those American people start attacking our military? These thugs need to be stopped. These Democrats need to be stopped for what they're doing, for inciting violence and all this crap. This is why we have what we have going on here in America. I can't express that enough. Fucking motherfuckers. Forgive my language, guys.
The White House just posted a statement from J.D. Vance in which he says, "I want everybody who's a person of faith to say a prayer for those two National Guardsmen."
Who's on the other side
he was speaking in Kentucky.
Speak
I don't even know
dead.
if he had heard they had passed away at that point.
They were dead.
right, Fox News alert. This is breaking right now. We can confirm now 2 National Guard troops have been shot in Washington near the White House, is what we are told. We do not know about their conditions at this time. We are just starting to get brand new detail.
I'll be on it.
All right, Fox News alert. This is breaking right now. We can confirm now 2 National Guard troops have been shot in Washington near the White House, is what we are told. We do not know about their conditions at this time. We are just starting to get brand new details, but we can confirm 2 military personnel have been shot near the White House. Paul Morrow is joining us by phone. He's a retired NYPD inspector. Paul, we're just starting to get details here. What can you add to what we've learned so far?
Well, obviously it's very sketchy at this point, but your mind has to go to the fact that, of course, the National Guard has been deployed as an anti-crime measure in Washington. So while normally we would think of the White House as being, okay, maybe they were securing the White House, that's not really what they do. The National Guard doesn't really have that as a primary role, to have the Capitol Police and
You know what? Anna Townsend, you made a good point. You're right. This is going to get normalized if this kind of stuff keeps carrying on, folks. That's what people don't realize. For the Democrats, this is normal. All these protests, all these attacks on our ICE agents, Border Patrol, our law enforcement, this is becoming normal for people every day. And, this is totally unacceptable. We got people dying in the streets. And now we got our military personnel dying. Kathy, this makes me sick, shooting National Guard members. Amen, Kathy. This is where this country has gone. This is just unacceptable. Totally unacceptable, folks. Sorry to bring you guys this kind of news on Thanksgiving Eve. But it was a gut feeling I had telling people I thought we were going to see some chaos breaking out, and I wish I was wrong.
It's there. The kind of National Guard being involved, sure. But where my mind goes right now is the fact that they've been out there using their omnipresence as a deterrent. I keep making this point on the air. A lot of people misunderstand the role of the National Guard in this counter-crime stuff. They're not there to answer 911 calls, to boom doors, to get cats out of trees. Their thing is to stand there, be present, be a deterrent. They look very impressive in the uniforms. We have.
Keep in mind, guys, this was not far from the White House.
So, Paul, you have to imagine that there is a massive investigation already underway, and search is on.
Oh, absolutely. I can't work the phone right now because I'm on air, but
right.
I'm getting some texts in here. Look,
okay.
Let's just put it that way. There's video everywhere in Washington. They're going to roll these guys up. They're probably all over them already. You got to imagine there's a mad scramble on. One of the things I would just say.
Anyways, guys, sorry for the delay in getting this news right out to you guys. I was actually out in the field. Just got back in. We'll try to keep you guys updated if there's other shooters involved. And, I've said it already. I'm going to say it again. You guys stay alert this Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, stay alert of your surroundings. I expect more of this to occur around the country. And, that's what I see coming. God only knows I want to be wrong. But here we are. So, all right, guys, I've got a bunch of stuff I'm working on, and just want to make sure we don't have any other updates anywhere or any other shooters. And let's see what these guys say.
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Again, we got 2 National Guardsmen dead in Washington D.C. due to a shooter. For those of you guys just tuning in, keep their families in your thoughts and prayers. This is going to be a hard Thanksgiving for these families. So you guys got to keep in mind, the more and more these Democrats keep speaking out, inciting for people to go against the military, inciting violence, inciting, these protests that they're doing around the country, where they're inciting the No Kings events and all the bullshit. And here we got our military personnel dying in the street. One was, I have confirmed, one was shot in the head. It came through on here that he was shot in the head. And the other one, I'm not sure exactly where he was shot at, but he is. It doesn't really matter. The fact is, he's dead, and that does matter. This is the kind of stuff that needs to come to an end in this country, and this is exactly why right now we need our troops on the ground. We need to get this under control here in America and put a stop to this shit. And it needs to happen now.
NYC safe. Anna, what does this tell you, this information now from NYPD?
Well, senior law enforcement officials over an hour ago told me they had already gotten that initial alert of the shooting. They knew that it was very serious. They knew that at least one of them was not likely to survive. The other one's condition was critical, but unclear. That turned as soon as the West Virginia governor put out that information. So they had been briefed on this. They had already plugged in. There is a counter-terror team here in New York City that is staffed round the clock. They are monitoring online chat rooms. They are monitoring for online threats, for real world threats. They have at their joint command center, they're monitoring drones that they have up in the air routinely. So they have enough information at this time. They've probably gone through the suspect's device already to know that this was not part of a coordinated attack, like an attack on multiple cities at once. However, they are concerned about copycats, and that's why they're on high alert. And that's why they always say, if you see something, say something, because the scariest thing for law enforcement in DC.
Well, that's something I can honestly say that NBC News said correctly. If you guys see something suspicious, report it immediately. Don't waste waiting and seeing. If you think it looks suspicious, or you think somebody has a bad intent out there over this, especially over this Thanksgiving weekend, if you see it, report it. I'd rather somebody report it and have them look into it than not report it, and we have something like this happen.
In New York City and around the country is a lone wolf actor. Now, it appears to me that could be what we're looking at here. An individual who is carrying out a grievance targeting law enforcement, specifically federal law enforcement, on the streets of DC. Remember, these National Guard troops are very visible. They're wearing camouflage. They're wearing bulletproof vests. So they are very identifiable. And so when somebody targets these individuals in a shooting, it's very clear to law enforcement who are investigating this that they can quickly make that assessment that it was a targeted attack. They're calling it an ambush style attack because of this situation, that they were not investigating something with guns drawn, but rather they were unwitting. They potentially didn't even know that there was going to be this imminent threat on their lives. And unfortunately, this individual took their lives. So that's the kind of situation that we're looking at. And as I mentioned before, it's top NYPD.
Again, guys, I think we're going to see more of this over the weekend. I pray to God I'm wrong, but that's what I think. That's why I broadcasted it the other day, telling you guys to be alert. That I, honest to God, thought felt like something bad is going to be happening, and here we are. So you guys just be safe out there, and just stay safe, guys, and watch your loved ones, watch your children, and just not to be a party pooper, but if you guys, personally, I'm going to stay home myself, and at this point in time, I really don't care to be anywhere in this country at this moment with all the shit going on. So, besides that, I'm probably a target. So, anyways, you guys just stay alert, be safe.
PD and federal security officials in New York were immediately informed of this.
Anna Schechter, thank you so much. Please stand by. We'll circle back because I know you're checking with your sources. We'll get more information from you. Also, now I want to go to our breaking news correspondent, Chanel Call, following the latest developments with some new information. Chanel.
Okay, I want to take you live to my computer screen because we are getting some new information this hour right now from West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey. So let me share my screen with you and you can see what he said here. This, again, happened just moments ago. He's saying, we're now receiving conflicting reports about the condition of our 2 Guard members and will provide additional updates once we receive more complete information. Our prayers are with these brave service members, their families, and the entire Guard community. I'm also just opening up a statement here that's a bit longer that was sent into our newsroom just to see if there's anything further in this statement. He says, quote, Denise and I are devastated by the news that 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C. According to reports, both members did not survive. We are in direct contact with our Guard and other officials and are working to obtain the most accurate information.
So if they're in direct contact with the Guard, I'm sure those reports are accurate that they're dead. Anyways, guys, like I said, I'll bring more news to you if it breaks out. I'll try to get this other stuff out to you guys.
Trump just terminated deportation.
Sorry about that.
Trump just terminated.
So I'll try to keep things updated for you guys as it comes in. And I've got a person out in that part of the country I've reached out to as well. See if I can get some other updates. So, anyways, sorry to bring this kind of news to you guys on a Thanksgiving Eve. God bless you, patriots out there. Be safe. Be alert. Just, look out for your family. And just stay safe, guys. Love all you guys. Jonathan Alexander reporting.